good? Alrighty, guys. It is January 6th, 2020. I almost said 19. I'm thinking about it. Anyway, so the new year is on and things are changing. And probably one of the biggest things that, if it hasn't been on your mind at the end of 2019, it's got to be on your mind now. New Year's resolutions. It's got to be on your mind now. New Year's resolution. Resolutions. Who learned me how to speak? One day I'll learn all the way. It's got to be something that's on your mind, though. And if it's not, maybe it's not. It's on the internet. It's going to be at different places that you're going to be. If you're online, if you're on social media, you're going to see something about a New Year's resolution or a change of habit. Somebody's made a new goal and they announced it on social media, on Facebook or your Instagram, TikTok, something like that. You've seen somebody who's made a New Year's resolution and they want to change their life. It's always a January 1st kind of thing, right? We always see it there. And resolution, just real quick, I pulled up the definition, right? I've got my computer behind here, and I pulled up the definition of resolution just to give me an idea of the technical definition. One thing with New Year's resolutions that I feel the word's lost its power. I feel like it's lost a lot of the meaning, or resolution is a pretty strong word. If you look at it just real quick, the resolution is a firm decision to do or not to do something. So you can have a resolution to do something this year, or to do something this year or not do something this year, and which both could be great resolutions depending on what you are trying to change. And usually resolutions in the New Year's resolutions sense of things is an improvement, or we're trying to improve or change and evolve at a higher level, whether it's our personal, our business, our family, whatever it is. The similar things for resolution: intention, resolve, decision, intent, aim, aspiration. The quality of being determined or resolute. So determination, purpose, purposefulness is a word I really love. Resolve, resoluteness. So these are all these words that define resolution. I don't know what you think of when you think of New Year's resolutions. I think of you're about to fail, maybe 2 weeks, 2 months. That's like the New Year's resolution is not a long-lasting change in my mind. When you go to the gym, you start going, you make a resolution to go, and the everyday gym goers, they see this influx for like 2 months, maybe 2 weeks, or whatever it is. There's a short-term influx where all these people have these new resolutions to come in and they're going to get fit, they're going to work out, they've got fitness goals, and they're fired up, they're motivated, right? First of the year, you get some inherent motivation from everybody else that wants to improve their life, and so you do it too. But 2 months later, and I hate the word but, I hate the word hate too, after a couple months, it's over. The motivation disappears. I want to talk about that. So David Goggins I love a lot of the stuff that he puts out. If you haven't looked at David Goggins, he's got a book entitled You Can't Hurt Me, and it's a little bit harsh in the language aspect. He's a Navy SEAL, an Army Ranger. He's been through a lot of crap in his life, and so the language in the book might be a little hard or a little harsh if you're not used to the language. And so maybe just caution there. I think I've reviewed the book before online, but so caution on that. If you haven't read his book, though it is an amazing read, and the things he goes through and the limits he pushes himself through, they're amazing. And he makes a huge point about how motivation is garbage. Your resolutions won't last if you've only got some motivation. If it's just, I'm motivated to work out right now and I want to be fit, you've got to have deeper reasons, because when it's snowing outside and your resolution is to run, you're probably not going to run, right? You open the door. So the difference between a motivation and what he calls commitment, which I love that word commitment. You open the door, it's snowing outside, you're going to go for a run, and you see that snow, you shut the door, you walk back inside, and that's it. You're back to bed or Facebook, something else, and you're done for the morning. You're not going to run all of a sudden. Versus someone who's committed. They open the door, they see the snow, shut the door, they go to their closet and dress up a little bit, dress a couple layers up, and head out and actually run in the snow, because they're committed. They're not just motivated a little bit to be fit or to change. They're committed. Commitment and a true resolution means more than just it's comfortable, so I'm going to make a change because it's comfortable. It's pushing beyond comfort. A couple tips. So if you've made a New Year's resolution and good for you. Hopefully you have. Hopefully you want to evolve. I think, it's stellar to want to change. as humans, you're never stagnant. You may feel you are, or you may want to think you are. In truth, we change constantly. Either we are evolving in a positive manner or de-evolving, I guess you could call it. We are taking a step back in our abilities, in our thought process, and in our positivity, whatever it is. We're taking a step back or forward, and generally, to take a step forward, you have to push yourself. It doesn't come easily. The natural human being is, in my mind, at least in my experience, it's easy for me to be on Facebook or YouTube. It's more difficult to get up early to go work out or to push myself mentally to be a better person no matter what I'm doing. And so hopefully you've got New Year's resolutions. I hope you have New Year's commitments. Maybe you can change the word up. I think changing things up a little bit from last year or from the last time you made a commitment or a resolution and making it something different, like saying commitment. I'm committed because. Why are you committed? So that's the first thing, I guess, is commitment. Change the word. For me, that's made a difference because New Year's resolutions just has lost, in my mind, its power because of what I see has happened to my own resolutions and to others. And so this year, I've got some really powerful commitments in my life and things that I'm going to be doing and changing for a multitude of reasons. But ultimately, you've got to have something, you've got to find something worth committing to. You can't just, I'm going to commit because you can't just replace the word. You have to replace your thought process and the meaning behind that word too. And so committing, finding a real why. I think, in the real estate world, at least here at Keller Williams, we talk about big whys. You've got to have a big why to hit big goals, to hit big sales numbers, to whatever. You've got to have a big reason and a big commitment, a big why that drives those commitments and those reasons. A lot of it could be your family. It could be, something about your past. Maybe you grew up in poverty, or and you want to make a difference for your kids and those that are going to come after you. Whatever that big why is, you've got to have one. I think also these commitments, they can't be easy. If it's easy, you're gonna So I made a goal to run a 100-mile race this year. For me, that's huge. I've never, this last December, I ran my first marathon. And I pushed myself. I hit a marathon before 2020, which was a goal of mine in 2019. And a 100-mile race, for me, that's a huge goal. If I were to push myself and say, this year I'm going to run a 5K or even a 10K, I do that every weekend. And so that for me, that's not going to motivate me. Like, why am I doing that? I can wait till December, end of December, and just do that and get it done. For me, that's something that's easy. And for someone else, running a 10K may be a monumental thing, but yet they're in another area where I may struggle, they may excel, and they may have to push themselves a lot further than I will. And so you've got to push yourself. It's got to be a goal that you can make plans for throughout the year, and you can push yourself. Otherwise, in my mind, I'm not going to be committed. I'm not going to take action now. I'm going to take action at the end of the year, last minute, make it happen. So you've got to give yourself a goal or a commitment, and you've got to take commitments that are huge, that push your boundaries for real. David Goggins, if you've not read his book, again, Motivation is Crap, and I would really, you can't make resolutions. I don't feel you can make resolutions off of just, I'm motivated and it feels like this would be a cool thing to do. You have to make a true commitment to it. Some things that we've done, so as a family this year, we all made vision boards. So I think with these commitments, once you make a commitment, once you have a big reason behind it, and you truly are committed to making a difference in your life, finding ways to remind you of that daily, and just putting things all around you to keep you focused on what you're trying to accomplish. Because if you don't, when it gets hard again, when things get tough, when it's snowing or whatever, it's going to be more difficult, and this is from experience, more difficult to get out and make it happen. You forget because you want to, anyway, at least me, I will forget. And so we created vision boards. That was something, find vision boards and find that powerful reason and put it up in different places, like in my office here. Here we go, ready? I've got a couple random things here that remind me that I can see easily in my vision board. I haven't put it up yet, but that will be going up. Maybe get this straight again. So I'll be putting my vision board up here in my office, and I'm going to make a copy of it so that I have a copy here and at home, other places that I frequent, so that when I'm there working, when maybe the temptation for me to jump on Facebook and browse for a minute, to jump and watch a video because I need a brain break. When that temptation comes, I can refocus because I can see what my reasons are and I can remember what I'm trying to accomplish. And then routines is the other thing. So I think routines are powerful. If you don't have a morning and a night routine that kick your butt into gear, if you go to bed right, you'll wake up right. The miracle morning, or miracle morning routine. If you've ever heard of that, I reviewed that book last year, and it's a routine that I've used off and on, and I'm committed again to use it because it makes a difference for me. It helps me wake up right. Fine tuning that routine for you it'll be different for everyone. So fine tuning it is important, and I would start now. Start working with that night routine. If you want to get the book, do it. Like I would highly recommend that book. Read through it and implement the things that are there, and it's got the savers steps in there. It's huge what you can do with a solid routine at night, going to bed on time and waking up with energy in the morning, hitting the day right will always help you stay more focused on what you want to accomplish and help you kick butt in your new commitments. So in summary, New Year's resolutions, the word resolution, hopefully it hasn't lost meaning for you. In a lot of ways it has for me, and so I've changed the word to commitment. I'm committed to things this year that they're going to create a kick butt year for me and my family. Change it up from last year. So last year, if it was successful, great. I would still evolve to even a better and higher level of things, of thinking and such. Push yourself. Make sure you're pushing yourself farther than you have before. Make sure that the commitments you make push you. So change things up, push yourself so that you have something to really shoot forward, and then find ways to remember what your commitments are, and create also with that change it up, I guess, routine. Make sure you have a solid routine. So those are the 4 things. Change things up from last year, whether it's the word, whether it's the way you think about it. Create an awesome routine. Push your boundaries with your commitments. Don't commit yourself to easy things this year. Commit yourself to hard, difficult things that will push your limits. And then find ways to remind yourself what your goals are so that as distractions come, you can re-zero and refocus. I promise you guys, if you'll push yourself this year in 2020, 2021 will come, and you'll look back on 2020 with a positive mindset. You'll be happy with what you accomplished, and it will be probably one of the best years you've ever had. Pushing yourself, it always just puts yourself on cloud 9. I feel like at the end of the year when I look back and I know that I've kicked butt, I feel really good about what I've done, and I know you will too. So just my quick thoughts on resolutions, commitments, and 2020. What's going to happen for you guys? Make some comments. Let me know what you're committed to this year, and what you're going to make happen. And maybe I'll post here a photo of my vision board. I think it's pretty cool. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was helpful, and hope this helps you find some commitment. And even if it gives you just a little bit of motivation to make some commitments and to change your life, and hopefully that motivation or whatever it is evolves into a better year than ever. So the best year ever. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Here's to the best year ever.